This should come at no surprise that most website visitors only read less than 20% of your website copy. Now, according to this website survey, the average page visit lasts less than 1 minute. 55% of visitors spend fewer than 15 seconds on your website. And visitors spend an average of 19 seconds looking at a web page. So if they spend so little time on your website, what exactly are they looking at? What are they reading? It turns out that 97% of most website visitors read only the headlines. So then, what does this mean? It means that if you're not using the headline correctly on your website or landing page, chances are they are not reading your message. And if they are not reading, that means they are not converting. So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can use your headings to convert leads from your website or landing page into paying customers. One thing most business owners must understand is that the more content people read on your website, the higher the chances they are going to work with you or even buy from you. So how do you position your message in such a way that it speaks directly to your ideal customer and that want to make them read every content on your website? I know this might sound a little bit overambitious, but it's possible if you understand the science about scheming. Because if you do, then your headings and your subheadings will be the most read section of your website. So here are 5 steps that you can take so that your headings can increase conversion. Are you ready for this? Now, before we dive into the details, if you want a free messaging audit on your website, sales page or landing page, so you know where you need adjustment to increase sales, use the link in the description. This is only available for a short period. If you can still access the page, then lucky you. Now back to the video. So number 1, use your headlines or headings to call out your ideal customer's attention. The most common headline mistake most websites make is that they don't call out their ideal customer. They make the wrong assumption that the visitor know the content is all about them. So most visitors read the headline passively without giving it much attention. For example, most websites use LinkedIn questions instead of calling out their ideal customers. Like, is this you? Do you have this problem? Does life feel heavy and overwhelming? Headline that doesn't speak directly to your visitors will be ignored, leading to less time spent, resulting to no conversion. The better way to use this is to call out the pain points where your ideal customer could be experiencing a problem using your headline. For example, if at the end of the day, you have made everyone feel loved, but you still feel some kind of emptiness, it's time to ask, where am I missing it? You see, a headline like this not only calls out the problem, but also identifies the customer. And in the mind of the customer, he believes that since you have the perfect description of his or her problem, then you might as well have the solution to it. And this will want to make them know how they can get help from you. Number 2, use headline to tell them a big, clear benefit. Now that you have called out your ideal customer, it is time you let them know the solution to this problem. And the mistake most websites make is that they try to reiterate the question in the minds of their reader. For example, what's the solution? Where do I start? Why is our product or service the best solution? With headline like this, you will lose the interest of your visitors because they don't want to read to figure out the benefit themselves. They want you to tell them. And the best place to do it is in the headline. For example, to tell them a big, clear benefit can go this way. If you want your child to behave and be calm, joyful, and be full of energy, the key is in how you show up. Number 3, use headline to sum up the context of your service or your product. A good example of this can be found on this website. It listed different approaches she uses in her client's therapy treatments. The better way to have put this was to sum up each in context using headline. In other words, this is the exact benefit of each approach in one sentence. So instead of just listing the name of the service or program, that is internal family system, it could have been summarized to put everything in context in the headline. For example, get healing from past family wounds, pain, and conflicts. You see how clear this is and how it puts everything in context? Number 4, use headlines to call out their attention to a big transformation. A transformation is more about an experience than a mere desire to an outcome. So with the headline that states a clear transformation, you are set to get the readers interested in what you offer. So instead of a headline that asks vague questions about their desires, like, do you want to spend time with your kids without stress? Or do you want to experience real love with your partner? The better way to put this is to talk about the kind of transformation that this will lead to. Are you ready to make spending time with your kids your favorite part of the day? Or do you want every kiss with your partner to feel like the first, even though you've been together for 10 years or more? One is vague and the other is specific. One is just a question of a desire, while the other is a statement of a desired experience. Number 5, use headline to address a common objection or a misconception. To me, I believe this is the most important part of using heading correctly, because addressing objection, misconception, or limiting belief your ideal customer may have regarding your product or service is the make or break factor that will determine whether they will do business with you or not. And this is what they consider first before they think about the benefit or the transformation that your service or offer provides. Therefore, you will need to find out what are these limiting belief, misconception, or objection they could have about your offer. For most business websites, they get this wrong by just calling out the problem. So instead of calling out a common problem like, does raising your kids feel heavy and overwhelming, or does intimacy feel boring? Use the heading to address an objection or a limiting belief. For example, will I have to alter my parenting style completely? Or for intimacy, do I need to completely change how we communicate to improve intimacy? Now you see how this draws the reader's attention to what the content is about. So with these 5 steps to your messaging on your website or landing page, you will definitely increase the conversion to your business. Now that you have known how to use headline to convert leads to paying customers, watch this video over here to sound trustworthy even if you are in a saturated market or you are just starting out. If you want help on how to use headline to turn leads into customers, I'm available for work and I'll be glad to help. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.